VP meeting tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Evening, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's kind of close to 9. Mark's getting yelled at by the VP tomorrow, so we got to get going.
It's going to be good.
Sorry about that. Had a few technical issues because we got 1,000 slides for the news tonight, and they didn't want to upload, so we needed to make sure that got done because too much news this week for Shadow Puppets. Too much, officially. If it had been a little bit less news, maybe so. But we'll be right back after you listen to our kick-ass theme song. Everybody, welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Ooh.
To the 6 of you who actually pay for this stuff, I apologize for the late start. For the rest of you, you get what you pay for. Shut up and back us on Kofi if you want to say on that sort of thing.
That's right.
He's just bitter because his team just lost the play-in game.
Right, right. We are not good enough to be a 16 seed, but actually that's not true. I'm not bitter at all because the previous 23 seasons, the Southeast Missouri Redhawks weren't even close to having an invitation to the tournament, so I'm pretty happy that they at least got to play for the right to get greased by Alabama next week. So
their number 68.
Yes, whatever. No big. Good show, good season, good run in the OVC tournament. Southeast Missouri Redhawks.
Salute
you. But joining me here in the top row tonight, he is the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
That's right. And because it rained like hell all day out here in New England, rocking the hat. I thought there'd be nobody at work, so I just rocked the hat, and then like everybody showed up. Whatever.
It's Wednesday, man.
Yeah, but
it's far enough from Monday and far enough from Friday that's the day you want to hit.
There are days.
It's Tuesday.
There are days when I'm the only one in the office. Yeah. And there's also a guy who drives by. It has to be a guy because girls don't do this. In a black SUV with tinted windows, booming the stereo every day between 3 and 4. Yeah. And the last time I was the only guy and that dude drove by, you could hear him coming. And I ran up to the window and cheered him as he passed. Yeah! And the next time he drove by, no music.
Nope.
I won!
Quality sarcasm is what that is.
Has anybody ever shut up the boom, 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 boom guy before? I don't think so.
No, that's a first.
I'm
going to give you the ultimate test. We're going to take you to Kirkwood Avenue in Bloomington.
I did once upon pulling into a Little Caesars parking lot with Aretha Franklin blaring, did get the people waiting outside to start to dance.
That's pretty good.
I did get that going for. I have been the cause of that disturbance. But
the only good one I have when I pull up, usually it's to pick up Elizabeth from school at her small Christian school. I'll have the music cued just right and the volume just roofed. And she'll open the door and I'll fire off James Brown, I Feel Good. Because she'll open the door and he goes, wow! I feel good. Freaks her out, turns everybody's head. It's a good gag.
Fantastic. In the bottom row, she's back after a 1-week absence. Everybody's getting along this week. But she is 2 hosts for the price of 1. The co-hostesses with the co-hostesses. That's getting difficult to say. And the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay, it's Joe Colton, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday night.
So no fancy backgrounds tonight, huh?
No, I was trying to show the guys my belly, so I took it off.
Every time she stood up, disappeared completely into the background.
I was just a cobra.
We can't see nothing.
Backing into the ether where sometimes Wes emerges from.
Yeah.
Joe Colt, how's things going? Give us a progress check for the folks at home.
We're good. I'm getting bigger. I've reached 180 pounds.
Leon's getting larger.
Yes. Baby is her head is like 11 inches. Her tummy
around, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Her tummy is 9, and she weighs about 3 pounds.
Oh, good luck kicking that one out.
I was like, "Is the head really that big?" And the lady's like, "It's too late to ask those questions."
That's not to think about it. Don't ask it.
That's what she said. She's like, "Don't think about it. It's too late now."
We thought you knew what you were getting in for.
No, they never know.
No.
They never know.
Yep.
And of course, joining Joe in the bottom row, he is our media gadfly and shiftless layabout. It's Rack Time Rob.
Hi, everybody. Who wants a hug?
That's it. Free hugs.
Speaking of hugs, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, leave us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy, because we love little huggy guy. If you're catching us on YouTube, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel for Christ's sake. 30% of you week in, week out are not subscribed. I don't understand that. If you watch us once, the algorithm's going to keep throwing us up in your feed, so you might as well just go ahead and subscribe. We do good stuff here. We don't. We're not here to influence. We are here to inform and hopefully entertain. Yeah. So
these days we'll do both.
Right. At some point we will catch that magic moment where both happen. But until then, one or the other gets it done.
Yeah.
But there was Viper Scout asking the question of the night already. Was looking at the boxes for Big Ben and Range Viper for Easter eggs. Big Ben is on train tracks from the episode Chunnel, maybe. And I agree with that 100%. You can see the little corgi in the background. So that's what it is. It's a little corgi box, which makes me happy. Because our Jimmy, our younger brother, he's got 2 corgis, and they're a joy. Mostly because we don't live with them.
Yeah.
They're wonderful dogs, but they talk a lot. They talk a lot, and not people talk. Dog talk, loud dogs.
They're like cats, but not.
Oh no, they're fun. Oh, make no mistake, they're wonderful animals. You would like.
They're not peeing on our floor,
right? You would like these dogs, Mark, because they don't hate you.
That's a good point. I would like to see corgis trying to jump up onto a couch. I think that'd be fun.
I mean, the sister-in-law nipped that one in the bud. She just bought a little ramp for them. Just run up the ramp
so they can launch like boom.
Yes. Well, I mean, they have 2, right? And there's Heidi who's little and she's a pudge. And so she can't do it at all. And then there's Stanley, who's like the all-American jock of corgis. And he can launch himself off the floor to the couch.
All right.
Stanley is a load for a corgi. Like he is just a big boy.
He's a big corgi.
He is a large boy.
I'll give him respect for that.
Right. He's like the Shaquille O'Neal of corgis. Anyways, we got a lot going on this week. So we really can't blow 20 minutes getting into news. But first, before we do any of that, we got a little something we call community calendar.
Cobra's crazy weather patterns just swallow up my signals.
Shipless layout. Shipless layout.
If you've got a show that you want us to plug the damn show for, send it to that email that you saw there. What's on joemind@gmail.com. I get to see everybody's reaction when I play those, and Mark just always breaks down when I
giant Racondo peering over Joe's shoulders. Creepiest thing we've ever done, and we didn't do it.
No,
so.
No, we did not. That is a friend of the show, Absorbvids, doing his.
I like the fact that you picked the creepy weather patterns. On when Thursday it was 72 and today half that warm.
Right. And then this coming Thursday, it'll be 60-something again.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta love Indiana.
I'm gonna enjoy the gaping hole in my forehead when my sinuses explode.
Right. Joe Colton, any thoughts? That is the very sincere. I would like this baby to be done cooking now.
That's it.
I can't say that yet. I still have 3 more months of this.
I know, but you're allowed to think I would like this baby to be done. Like, you get to say that now. It's not doesn't mean it's going to be true.
No, not yet.
Anyhow,
that kid's gonna have a head like a bowling ball. It's gonna look like our younger brother.
It's gonna be great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, Jimmy was 9 pounds 9 ounces, and 8 pounds of that was his head.
Yeah, his baby pictures are Charlie Brown. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
But was he a super head?
Oh yeah,
Damn near.
I was 12 pounds 11 ounces.
Holy mackerel!
Of course, you were born up north, so they like your mom found out she was pregnant. She probably ate nothing but bacon for 9 months.
Yes, and pizza.
But Canadian bacon, it's leaner.
An 8-pound bag of potatoes a week.
So you mean to tell me you have put on 167 pounds? Holy smokes!
Yes, from the time of birth to her pregnancy, entering the 3rd term. 167 pounds.
That's like 4 pounds a year. Jesus.
Look,
I mean, there has been a spike lately. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
and 4 pounds a year. 4 pounds a year would be me getting my average down. So I don't have a pregnancy to pin that on. So I'm not going to make fun.
It's so weird that she got through the competitive eating portion of her life lean, and then really spiked right now after the pandemic. So weird.
David Warren Hernandez notes that every time Joe Colton yells "why," a kitten dies.
Aw. It's a lot of power, Black Bolt.
Right. It's Dave Allen notes that too bad Joe's not having twins.
So wait, if you were a 12-pound baby, I'm thinking there isn't going to be a lot of sympathy from your mom.
Yeah, she had a C-section to have me.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine your mom is a tiny, tiny woman.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of assumed you just sprang from her brain fully formed in armor.
at 12 pounds, damn near.
That was always my favorite Greek myth, man. Zeus has got a headache, so he has Hephaestus hit him in the head with a sledgehammer, and bam, here's Diana.
Yeah.
Or Athena or whatever. The same thing.
With a sword and a shield.
Yeah, she's like, sup, Pops?
Fully formed, full adult.
Where are the car keys, Pops? I want a phone.
Give me the chariot.
Anyhow, first up, as my button goes away.
Aw.
Come on, StreamYard, I need you. There we go. Columbus Toy Show. This coming Sunday snuck up on me a little bit. Sorry about that short notice there. But that is this Sunday from 8 to 4 at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus, Ohio. Get more details and purchase tickets at ctspromotions.com. Always a great show. Huge show, Columbus Toy Show. Gigantic. Our friends at Roma Toys, Roma Collectibles, the toy department will be there. All the folks we know in Ohio, which is kind of a lot at this point. Yeah, so if you're anywhere close to Columbus, Ohio, get yourself out to the Columbus Toy Show.
She-Ra's like making me look tan. What's
Yeah,
up with that?
A little bit.
Well, she is next to He-Man, who is, the proudest of the cartoon hero tans.
Aren't they brother and sister?
They are.
Maybe they should stop looking longingly into each other's eyes. Just saying.
I mean, maybe one of them's adopted. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think she was stolen from the royal family. I think.
Yeah, they were twins.
As I make it no better.
I'm just saying.
Maybe one of them's adopted. Oh, well, then it's all right then.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Fine. Jeff Butler asked, do they have a Richard Pryor statue? Unclear.
Yeah. They did, but it burned down.
Right. I can't say no, but I can't say yes either.
Maybe they have a Gene Wilder.
Perhaps. Is he from Columbus?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Killing me. All right, but yes, Columbus Toy Show celebrate their 20-year anniversary this Sunday.
Do it before Larry Kenny shoots Tom Cook.
No, he's just giving him the point. Hey, how are you? Hey,
Was he a Love Boat bartender?
maybe.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
That would be the double guns.
Yeah, more powerful.
Oh, goodness. All right, next up. Hey, Lexington Comic-Con is the weekend after. And that is a confirmation that he will be attending from Mr. Larry Hama.
We can confirm this. Sources have told us.
Larry himself on Facebook said that he'd be at the show. So will Sergeant Slaughter. In addition, in Lexington, Kentucky from the 23rd through the 26th, such luminaries as Mark Henry, Tom Kenny, Jason Lee, Jamie Presley, Sam Raimi, Kevin Smith, and many, many more. Lots of guests at this show. It's a pretty big one. Tickets are kind of expensive, and I think they do that pay for play on autographs. So be sure to check out their entire pricing tree. Head over to LexingtonComicCon.com. Did note that the website LexingtonComicCon.com has a special spot that says parking is free.
Oh, good.
All right.
Clearly, we are making an impression on the convention community by making this a priority.
And keep it straight. Larry will not sign anything sexual chocolate. Wrong table.
Wrong. Yes. Right.
Wrong table. Get that
That's
right.
clearly Sam Raimi's.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sorry. Phil Donnelly says, I got to think Tom Kenny did something with G.I. Joe over the years. You know, I looked it up and I didn't see anything. So, yeah. We ever get that G.I. Joe SpongeBob team up?
Oh.
I mean,
It's that Tom Kenny.
Who lives in a cobra bug under the sea?
I mean, that shipwreck is really rife for that team up. So, but yeah. All right. Next up on the old calendar, of course, Toy Lanta. We told you about it a couple weeks now, formerly known as Joe Lanta, until they decided to try and go legit on us. But that is March 24th through the 26th in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. That is outside of Atlanta. You can get all the specifics at toylanta.com, including tickets, how they can be purchased, how much they are. There too, lots of guests at Toylanta. So make sure you check out how they're doing photos and autographs and things like that. Show info can also be found on their Facebook page. As far as who's attending and all that, Facebook may be a better source for you. So check out both if you're interested in heading to Toylanta later in the month. Anybody got any thoughts on Toylanta? Anybody? You have any? I forget if I asked if any of you have ever been there.
Never been.
Nope.
No. Joe Colton, you ever make it down?
I think I went 1 year when it was Joe Lanta. I'm pretty sure I did. It was good. There was a lot of toys and a lot of G.I. Joe stuff, but I don't know what it is now with like just Toy Lanta.
Yeah, it's Andrew Garrison is a buddy of ours and one of our regular viewers, and he always says that it's one of the better Joe rooms he sees. So still a strong G.I. Joe presence at Toylanta.
McFarlane Toys went to Atlanta for an NHL All-Star game once. Still have some of those exclusive for sale, I believe. Not a big hockey city.
Right. Which is why they're not there anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why the Thrashers moved to the thriving metropolis of Winnipeg.
That's right.
And
Bring the Jets back.
Winnipeg needed a team. It's Winnipeg.
I'm all right with that.
It's Winnipeg. They deserve something just for being there.
It's the home of Kenny Omega.
Helping it out in Winnipeg.
And what did Kenny Omega do? He traveled the world to get out. That's what he did.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And Jericho. Jay Jericho's a good name for a boy.
No, it's not.
I've just seen if Joe's paying attention.
Joe Colton, any thoughts? No. We're picking our contest winners later, but Jericho is not a winner.
I vetoed that name.
Jericho Ocho Colton. Oh.
That's getting the slow nod of something that Wes tried. There we go.
I believe she mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He did try.
You know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
There you go.
I guess.
Old Jericho C. Nugs Colton.
Next up, March 26th, it's the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show. Free admission, free parking at the Allen County Fairgrounds. You know, that's the hallmark of a quality show. Free parking. Haven't been up to this one. There, too, our buddy Garrison says it's not bad for a small show. So if you're anywhere in and around Fort Wayne, Indiana, northeastern Indiana, western Ohio, that range, might be worth a trip out to the Allen County Fairgrounds.
How far away is Fort Wayne from the Irizarry headquarters?
2-ish, less than 2 hours. It's like going to Cincinnati, just the other direction.
And still in Indiana.
To get mugged by Bengals, no doubt.
I don't know. Even if we adopted the Colts as our team, we would have probably better street cred than the Bengals overall.
But you guys are Giants for life, right?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. I can respect that.
And
I mean, I'll root for the Colts as long as they ain't playing the Giants.
Right. They're very clearly second in the pecking order most of the time, but I got soft spots for some teams, for assorted teams, so long as they're not playing the Giants. And there's other teams that I will never root for, regardless of who they're playing. You know, not just the Dallas Cowboys, for example.
Right, like
But
Jacksonville,
the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington as well.
Right, Baltimore will never root for Baltimore.
I can respect that. Jacksonville, can't do it.
I don't care about Jacksonville, to be honest with you. Like they were so bad so often that they don't matter enough.
Rams, maybe.
The Rams, absolutely no.
Big owner
will not back the fighting Cronkies.
They should make his toupee the mascot. That'd be awesome. Just have it run out
the
on
design on the helmet.
Right. My plan was that at outside of the new stadium that they've built in Los Angeles, they'll put a big bronze statue of him after he dies for bringing the team back, but it'll be his real toupee on the statue.
Oh yeah. I like Rob's idea. They should totally paint that on top of every helmet so it looks like every player is wearing the bad tube on the field. Oh.
Stonegate Creations is getting banned.
Yeah,
Sorry
he's
about
out.
that.
Matt Rubin says, and Joe could give a hoot about all the sports talk. Joe runs baseball smack. I hate to break this to you. But any time a New York team is in Washington, she lets us know when they lose.
Yeah. Joe knows her sports.
Which these days, not often.
Right.
She's not tired of the sports talk. She's just plain tired.
She's just
Don't confuse it.
She's tired, full stop.
Yeah. Here's what I want you to do, kids. Go get a bowling ball and carry it around for a month.
In your belt.
Yeah, and then tell us how you're feeling.
Which was the style at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Next to the onion. Up is the Pop Culture Power Show.
Hey, woo!
Keeping with a theme, this is another Larry Hama show.
This is a big
There
show.
he
Look at
is.
those names.
It is outside.
Yeah, wow.
So outside of Houston, check out the show PWR Shows. That's like power without the vowels, folks. Shows.com. You need more ticket and pricing information. But all kinds of friends of the program there. Greg Berger, our buddy Arthur Burkhart, Zach Hoffman, Morgan Lofting, all will be in attendance. Great show for G.I. Joe fans. Not to mention Roy Thomas, Andrew Wildman, and many, many more. Great comic show. Lots of comic creators at this program. So if you're a comic book fan, I encourage you, and you're around Houston, as many of you are, check out Power Show, the Pop Culture Power Show, rather. And there, too, the website is very clear to point out parking is free.
Mhm. Morgan Lofting's going to show up and be like, "Where is the Joe Colton, darling?" She'd be so disappointed.
She is.
She'll yell at me.
Pregnant.
Oh no, she'd be thrilled. She'd be thrilled as to the reason why you were not there.
Right.
Yes, she would.
I mean, if Morgan Lofting found out you were pregnant, you'd probably get a little Baroness onesie in the mail.
Yeah.
I mean, that lady's she is tops. She's fantastic. But yes, TJ Singh is getting impatient, and to which we say, "Hold your horses, man. This is community calendar.
Right.
It's what we do here." And so, yeah, again, if you're around Houston, Pop Culture Power Show, that is March 31st to April 2nd. And then, of course, we'll pop it on here one more month. It's a little far out yet, but it's the first time that their guest of honor will be doing a show. That is Lisa Raggio, the voice of Zorana from Real American Hero. That is on Sunday, April 30th in Lake George, New York. So be sure to check out their website, Greater Adirondack Toy and Comic Show.com. That's a mouthful for more details there.
And no pressure, because if you're going to that to get a Zorana figure signed, you're only giving her her first taste of the entire Joe community, right? So let's not scare her off.
Look, for some of these guys, their first taste of the Joe community was coming on to What's on Joe Mind. And now they get out and meet other people. So if they weren't scared off by our cast of characters back in the day, they're not going to get scared off, right?
I hope so.
Right?
I just want the wrong people to be in line going, "Can you call me mainframe?" Like, she don't need that.
No, she's been working in the business now for a long time. I'm pretty sure that any opening line like that would be met with the appropriate level of violence.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope she brought her weed whacker machine gun with her.
Yeah.
It's never far away.
Will she be wearing earrings or not? I wonder.
I know. We ought to send. What we ought to do is send Mary Mercenary out as our roving
Zorana correspondent.
Right, because she's got a killer Zorana setup. Yep. So, but Dave Allen's trying to give us show information, but I will once again say, hey, we got an email address. Send it there. They'll get it.
But it changes so often, Mike. How are they supposed to remember it?
I know. It's not like it's what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. I'm such a dick some days. All right, so that's it for community calendar.
Brutal chest cut.
Shipless layout. Shipless layout.
On Joe Mind at gmail.com.
Some fan online this week said, "Hey, does Mark Weber do figure reviews?" And I was like, I think they get kind of repetitive. I'll be honest with you.
Right. I like this one.
Almost perfect.
Right.
Except for...
Yeah, let's see how this one scores on a scale of 0 to 9.
Nobody gets a 10. And why?
Can't. Automatically. Brutal chest cut, baby. -1 right there. It's like not signing your name on it in 3rd grade, and the teacher would mark you down 1 point automatically. Yeah. Tough.
My teachers used to kick you a letter grade on that one.
Tough
Yeah,
school.
like if you didn't put your name on your paper, it was a B. That's the case scenario, B.
There you go.
That was a problem for aspiring young students like myself.
If I ever just totally bombed something, I would sign somebody else's name to it.
I did
like, take that.
I did ask the question once. So if we only put our name on it, does that mean we at least get a D?
Ooh, good point. And you know what D stands for?
Diploma.
Diploma.
And that's what got me through college biology. But the response to that question was not met well.
I got a C on my last math class ever, and it was a bitch. And when I saw the grade pop up on the computer, I did a couple laps around my house. I was so happy because if I hadn't gotten that C, I would have had to take it again in the following spring as my only class. This is for my MBA thing. It was a terrible class. It was online only, terrible teacher. And he's the only one who taught that level at URI. So I would have had to have not graduated in December and come back for his class again in the spring. And when that C popped up, out the front door, ran 2 laps, came back in. So good.
Fair enough. What do you say we get to the news?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what people are bugging us to get to, right?
Well, they've been waiting a week to find out what they should think.
Oh, goodness. Mark Webber. He'll be the death of us. All right. Joe Colton, you still with us?
Yep.
You look very tired.
I am very tired.
All right. We're trying to move along for you tonight.
Thank you.
First news item.
Do, 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 do.
Good enough. Give us some sound effects. Yeah, that's hit, 2 hours ago. I love doing show prep at the last minute. Absolutely adore it, but, it's cool. So I'm really not that upset. Anyways, exclusive images of the upcoming Walmart exclusives that are going on pre-order. Hope a couple of days. They hit Twitter, and these images came from JT Prime 17 on Twitter. So many thanks to him for sharing all these with the community. We do not have all of these on hand. Obviously, I didn't want to sit there and put together 100 slides right before we went to air, but we'll certainly chat about them, and you could go check them out once we're done here on your own time and at your leisure.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, in the Walmart exclusive bunch, we're not doing those retro cards anymore. They're out. Retro cards are done. Get out, retro cards. Instead, we got Big Ben.
Oh, no. He's a Walmart exclusive?
Apparently.
Ah.
I was trying to figure out why he got the butt head. Oh, no.
We don't have the packaging in the slide, but it does say that the box is labeled Night Force.
Yeah.
So maybe this is not the only Big Ben that we'll see. It's just the first one, and it's part of the sub team, and the sub team is a Walmart exclusive.
Great, I'm gonna get a Night Force empty box.
Right. That's ultimate stealth.
I mean, if this is Night Force Big Ben, what's regular Big Ben?
I don't know. There, I can't help you. Again, maybe, but I'm sure Walmart looked at the success that Target was having with its exclusives and said, "Hey, we want one of those." And Hasbro was like, "Hey, well, here's Night Force. They have Tiger Force. Why don't you have some Night Force?"
Advantage Walmart. Oh,
I mean, plus they get those honcho dollars.
That's exactly right.
That's really the bulk of it.
And nobody's happier about this than the Irizarry brothers, because it means they don't have to go shop for me.
See, I try not to ever go to Walmart, so I'm typically not thrilled about a Walmart exclusive anything. But I will bend it for G.I. Joe.
I have been able to nail some Walmart exclusives, but they take legwork. They can take a lot of legwork.
Might I suggest pre-ordering them, because Walmart doesn't cancel pre-orders.
Oh, they do.
As much.
Yeah.
I've had good luck with Walmart.
Okay.
Just saying.
I don't like them. I don't like them. Anyhow. But yes, it does appear that looks like what Walmart's getting. Got any thoughts on Big Ben? I know he just showed up, and this might be the first you guys are seeing him. But what do we like? What do we not like?
I like the look of the figure. I don't like he's a Walmart exclusive.
You don't like that he's what?
A Walmart exclusive.
A Walmart exclusive. I did not hear that.
The old Wally World.
Yeah.
Nobody's excited about this guy? I dig him.
I'm waiting for your reactions, and I'm not getting anything. So
I was just
I
holding my tongue.
There are better figures. I don't know. I have to now pick and choose. So like I'm like really like if I don't, I'm not getting everything anymore. So I need to like pick and choose. He's a nice figure. Just
He's in your friend zone, huh?
he's in my friend zone.
Heinz Chow says, I want this Big Ben. However, you think it's difficult when you have a Walmart. Try not having a Walmart and having to beg your Joe Bros to help you out.
Oh
This
boy.
looks like worth it, though. First off, I would never beg a Joe Bro for anything because that's a terrible nickname. But I hate it so much. Anyhow, but no, Hans is in a completely foreign land, so yeah, I feel his pain on the exclusives. Or rather, I don't feel his pain, but it keeps me from complaining too much.
There you go.
Because at least I've got an option.
I had some luck. I'm going to give him a shot because I like this figure.
I think this guy's great, and I love that. I'm sure it means we're getting more Night Force, which is great too. So he was never one of my favorite figs, but I always did gravitate towards the guys who were more realistic military, and this guy's got realistic military written all over him. I love that we're getting. It's a second head, right, with the gas mask.
That's my belief. Yeah,
it's not just a gas mask that you could put on. So
correct.
I love the trend of second heads. I think they should do more with that. I think this is, other than the fear that he might be hard to get, I think this figure's fantastic. I love it. And I wish they do more. Maybe as they've whittled down the A-list, we're going to get more B-level Joes. But I think this guy's great. I dig it.
Yeah, I like that he's certainly well armed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a guy who's here to administer suppressive cover fire. That is his gig. But yeah, the palette's a little drab. He could have used some highlights of something a little brighter in there. But on the whole, great figure. Great figure. And also joining Big Ben on the Walmart lot, as exposed earlier this evening and available for pre-order on Thursday, is the Range Viper.
Also known as the Metaluna mutant.
Yeah. He doesn't have those snappy slacks.
No, he doesn't have the Dockers, but
Yeah.
Jeff Butler's got the defining thought on Big Ben there. That design looks fantastic. Has always been an example of a terrific 90s Joe. Certainly top of the heap.
Yep.
As far as the 90s went. You'll be warehouse sale next year, hopefully. Good Lord, man.
Tough crowd.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus. So pessimistic. Let's let it come out first. Anyways, Range Viper. I can't explain why I've always liked the Range Viper, but I've always kind of liked the Range Viper. He's kind of dopey with that grin mask, and on the Deke cartoon, like it used to express emotions, which again made me laugh for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
but I couldn't help but be drawn to the character for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Colton, what do you think of the Range Viper?
I like him. I want a closer look at that mask. But yeah, I like that the brutal chest cut is covered.
Totally, right?
I like all of his gear, like his weaponry. I wouldn't want to meet him in a forest.
No.
But I also just want to see his head sculpt, like a closer look at his head sculpt. So
You mean his brain sculpt?
yeah, I just need to why is it gray? I don't know.
I don't understand why the Range Viper works, but it does.
Yeah.
After this, he's going to test Captain Pike.
Okay.
I know it's legit to the original figure, but the blue of the mask matching the blue of the uniform, it looks worse at 6 inches because it didn't bother me at 3 3/4. But I wish that was just slightly different. Even if it was blue, I wish it was just a slightly darker blue. I don't know. I guess that's a definition of nitpicky. But other than that, I think it's sensational.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, Mark, but you went ahead and filled that for me.
Right, about the mask?
Yeah.
I just wish it was slightly different. And I'm not saying it can't be blue, but
I mean, what we've got here in the slide, we've got the digital render, and then we've got some of the pose shots. So that digital render may not be 100% truthful to what actually comes out. We'll throw that caveat on there. It might just look a little weird from the image that was sent out or leaked out. So who knows? It may well turn out that way when we actually see the final figure. It's a little tougher to tell in the action shot, the diorama shot.
Yeah.
Right. So
is the big hole in the axe so it can peg onto the backpack? Because otherwise, I don't know why you'd have a big hole in the head of the axe.
I think that really makes it more for fighting.
A hole in it?
Yeah.
To make it less structurally sound?
Well,
Well,
not for what you're using it for.
Makes it easier to swing.
Because it's lighter, I guess?
It means exactly. It means there's less of it to get stuck in its intended target. I don't know.
Unless it's a peg hole, it looks weird.
Yeah, it's not the only time I've seen a hole like that in an axe. I guess is the only thing I can say. I'm not an expert.
Barbecue's got a full axe, though.
Yeah, but barbecue is also not swinging it at people's heads.
Well, maybe
He's
your
chopping down doors.
Maybe your barbecue isn't. Mine's shooting fireballs at kids from his robot hands.
Right. My barbecue attacks with a reckless abandon because he doesn't have an actual head. He's just got that helmet on all the time.
Might be a robot.
Oh, I'm telling you, barbecue, the further away we get from barbecue, the more that missed opportunity just hurts.
I mean,
the fact that they put out a second barbecue and still didn't give him a
right.
Yeah.
But there's lots of people grabbing like arcade heads and stuff and putting it on, right? Because he was a redhead, I think. So
right, but arcade.
See, I would have thought the Kamakura head would work better for that.
That's not bad. I'm trying to think what other, like Marvel Legends redhead dudes there are out there. It's not a deep list.
See, in Sunbow, he usually had that reddish brown hair, but there's a couple episodes where he's also blonde. So even there's no definitive take, and you can't really say which one's the right one, right?
I would go with the red hair personally, just saying.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a pure ginger like Scrap Iron or anything, but
right now we're talking. Who knew? I did. I always knew.
Right. And Sean Russell, of course, Weber's no barbecues, Mike.
That's what I'm talking about.
Corrected. So there you go.
They know grills.
Should have worn my Weber Grills shirt. Redhead Boston Iris. That's right.
Oh, we could get a Conan O'Brien head.
Right. There you go. The big coif.
He'd be 7 inches tall, though, with the hair.
Right. Or just from being Conan.
Yeah.
It's freakish big anyway.
That's true.
Anyways. So, next news item. Again, remember to head over to @JT Prime on Twitter. You'll catch all of the diorama shots that he's posted for all of us to consume that I'm sure have already been viewed in 68 other YouTube videos before we even came on the air tonight, because that's what that game is. Remember, we're here to entertain and inform, not to influence.
No. And for you aspiring podcasters watching the program, that's called giving credit.
Right.
You should try it.
There's one thing I will always give us credit for. We try to be timely, right? But for the most part, doesn't it just have to fit in our damn schedule?
We say that the night we started the show at 9:09, but whatever.
Right. I mean, we try to be timely, but anyway.
Late is still a time.
Yeah. It's like round as a shape, late as a time.
Hey, if you haven't seen it, it's new to you.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that the Hasbro Pulse warehouse sale is continuing through March 19th, so you still have a few days left. If you're a Pulse Premium member, you use the code WAREHOUSE35. That is 35% off your order of $75 or more. That is a pretty sizable chunk considering you're
That is a sizable discount.
I mean, if you're Hasbro Pulse Premium, you're not even paying shipping, so that's a lot of stuff for a little. And then if you're non-premium, you still get Warehouse 30. That is a 30% off coupon. So,
and if you're over a certain amount, you're getting free shipping anyway, which I think is covered by the sale.
Right. If you're ordering enough to trigger the sale, which is $75, I believe you're getting free shipping. So there you go. Go to Hasbro Pulse, pick up some army builders or maybe some stuff you're on the fence about, clear out some space. Save some money.
Diana's got a good point over there. I don't know if anybody's noticed this yet.
I went on Pulse and they had not one warehouse for sale.
Sold out.
True. Yeah, you had to be early on those.
Gotta be quick.
Had to be quick. I got a warehouse.
That's why you get the premium membership.
I got me a warehouse. I paid $28.
That's it. Diana saved 3 cats, proofed some comics, and then went and too late. You snooze, you lose.
I'll DM me after. I will see if I can just kind of reroute the shipping on that warehouse.
It's Bart's warehouse from that one Simpsons.
Shipping.
He's got the right idea.
You want the free shipping because when you got to pay shipping on a warehouse, that'll break you.
I may have went a little overboard on blue shirts with the sale. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. It's not possible.
Nope.
It's not possible.
Nope.
If they're going to be so brazen, so bold, as to put Cobra blue shirts and Officer 2-packs for 35% off, it's silly not to.
Yeah, you want look at them close when they come in. You want to get the variant where they put the right weapons in the right people's hands on the artwork.
That is a very rare.
Yeah, we're still looking. It's a golden ticket, baby.
You got to let that one go, man.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Do your job. How many people failed their job on that? 16. Yeah, plenty. Well, I don't know. I don't think it goes that deep, Mike. I'll be honest with you, but
I'm throwing a number on it to make you feel better, man. That's what your friends do.
There's a couple. Which one gets the AK-47?
Everybody.
Who gets the Dragunov? I don't remember.
Everybody.
Who cares?
Who gets the bazooka is the question.
Who cares?
But Chaz the Guru, he's got another Viper 3-pack coming.
That's a good pick. That's what you got, right?
The whole reason I got the Viper 3-pack is like, well, that's not worth $90. But it's worth 35% off $90. I got all those blast effects that I'm going to put on going to see if they fit with Chunky Tank Kitty.
Oh, that's the best idea ever in a week.
We'll see if it works. I'm looking forward to that. That's what I'm doing with the rest of my week. Playing with blast effects and Chunky Tank Kitty.
How much was Tank Kitty? Free. How much was the blast effects? $62.
Backwards and wrong, but
no, I like it. It makes sense. That math checks out. And trust me, I got a C in math, so we're good.
Right. C is for graduate. Firefly says, I got caught up on everything I missed since I quit classified last year because of that damn sale. They got me back in with that Copperhead and Firefly and had to get all the rest. There you go.
See, they made...
That's how they get you.
Remember, people were like, why'd they make another Firefly so fast? It was to get Firefly back in the fold.
So you don't have to cut him out of his armor.
No.
Michael Kleppinger wants me to post pictures of Chunky Tank Kitty with blast effects. I think that was absolutely on the docket. So as soon as I get it done, it's going to happen. And everyone will see the fruits of that labor. Absolutely.
They want stop motion animation, Mike.
We got an Instagram account. That's the sort of bull crap that goes there.
Mm.
All of our social media links are down below, including our coffee account if you got a few bucks left over. Joe Colton, any thoughts? Nothing?
If I could buy more of those STEM Trooper packs, I would. That's all I have to say on that.
All right. So anyways, next news item. Somewhere last week, Hiya Toys showed off their new Cobra Commander figure. That's the third GI in their G.I. Joe line.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty cool. See there, suggested retail price $19.99. It's usually a little higher than that because there's some importing going on there. Expected in the fourth quarter of this year. It's got 17 points of articulation, 3 sets of hands. It's got the popular blow dryer gun. It's got a holster for it. It's got his knife with a sheath. It's got a Cobra scepter. It's got a cool little display stand. He is just over 4 inches tall, so a little bit bigger than your O-ring scale, but not too huge. But this is pretty cool. I dare say it's my favorite of the high offerings to this point.
I love the helmet, right? I love the separation of the cheek flanges, for lack of a better term.
Right.
But I hate the extra stripe on the pants. That's lazy. It's not paying attention to detail. Cobra Commander only has a stripe down the right leg, not down the left leg. So
These are his dress pants.
Well, yeah. So no, somebody had to try to do that wrong. That took effort to get that wrong. And like, other than that, dig it. Fantastic.
Again, maybe it's not wrong. Maybe it's a conscious decision to differ from the original product.
That makes sense.
Just saying.
I can't wait for their handsome Snake Eyes figure, because whatever.
He's a beautiful man.
Just saying.
On the inside.
Just saying. If you want to do something all new, I'm all about all new, right? But to make something that's pretty meticulously accurate to what people consider the classic Cobra Commander, and then go, man, we'll give him 2 stripes. Okay. Some people call me nitpicky. Other people think I just have standards.
All I know is David Warren Hernandez is looking to get banned.
Oh, no. He misspelled rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares what the Houston Astros think? Nobody.
Banzorin.
Nobody.
Verlander's going to have a great year.
Oh, man.
Wearing pinstripes. I mean, Met pinstripes. But...
Kinda. And Yuli Gurriel can be racist in Miami. There you go.
Like a lot of other folks in Miami. Anyway.
Well,
boom! Coming down on Florida for no
you're
reason.
ripping on Miami.
Right? What did Miami ever do to me? Nothing. I've been there once. It was a delightful time. Wow. See, Pink Panther says, maybe you haven't seen the Snake Eyes movie. He was gorgeous.
No, I'm one of the people who saw it. I'm on that list.
One of the there were
one
a
of
lot.
the dozens who saw it.
There were a lot of us who saw that. We didn't have nice things to say.
Hey, remember, Mark, Snake Eyes did get plastic surgery in the comic as well.
That's true. Did you just mansplain the comic to me, Ragtime Rob?
I'm with
I am the comic guy
on this one. I think this Cobra Commander is a nice balancing act. Hopefully, it'll be available stateside.
I love the raised cobra on the chest. The depth of it, that's slick. And even though it's like that, it's not centered, it's offset, but it works better. I'm all right with that. But we'll just do double stripes. Boo.
Joe Colton, any ending thoughts on double stripe gate?
They should probably do the research.
See? And that's, you know what? That's 2 votes. So it doesn't matter what you guys think. You can either be on board or be wrong. Either way, it's fine.
I mean, it always matters what I think.
Why would you do that to him?
That's so garbage. That's like the time that's like the time I banned Rob for being next to that Russian guy.
Right?
Or Nazi
No, he was a Nazi. He wasn't
Nazi
Russian.
guy, yeah. Guilt by association, Rob.
Stupid
Your
Rob.
friends matter.
Dumb
Look,
Rob.
Look, I got on the subway. He was there.
I believe that bears clarification, because there were only like 12 people watching that Eternal Baseball podcast. Rob was hanging out on my Eternal Baseball podcast. Some Nazi bot showed up next to him. I'd never banned anybody before. I panicked and I banned Rob instead. And preserved the Nazi bot for another couple minutes, and then apologized. I didn't know how to bring him back, so he was just done for the show.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, we had to get in deep into the technical side of the YouTube users page to figure out how to bring Rob back to Eternal Baseball.
There was a lot of chat traffic that night, didn't you?
I dropped a big bad hammer. I was like, ah!
Here's a couple of action shots of the Haya Cobra Commander, and he is proudly flaunting his pant stripes showing off just how fashionable his trousers are.
Yeah.
The honcho Mark Webber.
Other than that, look, I don't want to come off too negative because I'm frustrated by that one thing. This is a slick fig. It really is. So I'm almost thrilled with it.
Right. I would like these a lot better if they just did more of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've had this license for over 2 years now. This is the third figure.
Yeah, the Snake Eyes look great. The Cobra Commander looks great. The Mirage, not so good.
Mirage.
You're going to get 5 more Mirages in the next 3 years. Just saying.
Anyways, but yeah, it's tough for me to get behind a line that just doesn't have any momentum like that. So difficult. Anyways, whatever. There's too much competing for my few dollars as it is that if you're not just throwing it at me semi-regularly, I'm gonna miss it. Hans Chow has formed an unholy bond with this figure already. It's not even on shelves yet. Look how sexy that Cobra Commander is.
Cobra Commander is going to look
at it. Let me hold you close to my bosom, 1/18th Cobra Commander. I've missed the scale so much. I'm gonna cry.
I hope you can fix his stripe that he's not supposed to have.
Right?
It is. Sand it down because it looks raised. You can't just paint over it.
Oh yeah. Just light sanding.
That's good. I'm going to buy 3 because I know I'm going to mess up with the Dremel. Oh, son of a...
Matt Rubin with an interesting point. I thought Hyatt Toys only sold overseas anyways, right? Or am I incorrect? That is true, but there are retailers willing to import it. So you're not gonna pay that $19.99. Like when I've seen Snake Eyes, it's been closer to $25. But it's still it's as affordable as any other product out there. So you gotta look for it a little harder than you would normally, but you can get one if you really want one.
Scroll up in the chat. There's somebody looking for Walmart exclusives overseas. Maybe you can work a deal. Just saying.
Look at Mark bringing back barter.
I'm connecting people.
Look at Mark destroying the monetary system.
I mean, I'm just here to destabilize governments and drink RC. So there you go.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Silicon Valley Bank collapse. All Mark.
Take that.
Next news item. You know, you might appear to be tired, Joe Colton, but your doot game is on point tonight. Let me just throw that out there for you.
She's dooting for 2.
Watching the next 30 minutes, how it doesn't. It's not sustainable.
She wants to go to bed, but she can't get up.
We had to come to it eventually. Last Wednesday morning was the Hasbro Pulse fan stream for G.I. Joe. You saw Carson and I doing live reactions for it that morning. You can always go back and see our live chat there and compare what I say tonight to what I said then. Maybe it'll be different. I don't know. I don't care. But that's on Hasbro Pulse's YouTube channel if you want to see the actual show, and then you can sync up our show with it in another window, and good times. But otherwise, we'll talk about it here. But first, we're going to stop off, get a message in from our wonderful sponsor, Kokomo Toys, who proudly present week after week Chonky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank. We'll be right back with you in just about 30 seconds.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Todd will be happy that we're playing his ad right as our live audience peaks.
Oh, yeah.
It's me being a good advertising partner right there is what that is. So I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys about this stuff. I deliberately avoid doing that, knowing that we're going to be covering it on the show. But overall, what'd you think?
That was an expensive live stream.
Yes. Good Lord, yes.
That was a lot of win.
Was indeed.
Joe Colton's trying to save money for, a baby. But now let's throw out some awesomeness. Let's throw out the character that you made popular right now. Let's do it right here.
Okay.
We'll get to it. I don't want to get into specifics there because we'll get to the specifics now. Anyways, first up were the name reveals. As always, they always drop some names and let us know, and then we do a real cheesy 2-minute graphic to showcase those names, and it's always it's the most interaction we get on Twitter, bar none. Is these stupid graphics that take 5 minutes. I feel stupid for trying to think of thoughtful things to say on that godforsaken app. But here we go. Our name reveals on March 8th were Quick Kick, Big Boa, and Mutton Junkyard. Good picks all.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think?
I like them. We're just, at the debate, let the debate rage, shoes or no shoes on Quick Kick.
Ooh. I don't think that's a debate.
Bizarro Supergirl, that's a new name, so welcome aboard. I thought you started at 7 p.m. Pacific, not 6, sorry. 9 Eastern every Tuesday. 9 Eastern. But
that's all right.
Right. You're here for the meat of things, and that's good enough.
She's still number one.
Right. You can always go. It's recorded. You can go back and watch it later. It's fine. We appreciate your being here, period.
I remember a Master of Kung Fu figure they put out well before the movie that was so damn close to being Quick Kick perfectly, right?
Right.
I wonder if they always said they don't try not to reuse parts. Sometimes it's different factories anyway. But he was 90% of Quick Kick already. So I wonder if we might see some of that.
Maybe. I would like to see some of the Pursuit of Cobra elements incorporated into Quick Kick. Like,
that'd be cool.
We all love the classic, right? But when they did what I like to call Cobra Kai Quick Kick back in Pursuit of Cobra, that had the full gi and the shoes. God forbid the guy wears shoes. But that was a really good looking figure. And I like, if that was classified Quick Kick, I'd be in for it too. Maybe if you make that top, the gi top come off or is removable fairly easily, that would be pretty cool. Andrew Gaugan says, just means G.I. Joe classified figures will be part of Joe's baby registry. Joe, can we confirm this? Is this fact?
I was asked to not put G.I. Joe toys on the registry. However, I have left it open for people to be able to add things not on my registry. So
that's the way.
Find the registry.
When you decide to make that registry public, let me know, and we will certainly circulate it through our channels here through the station, because I'm sure many folks are interested in contributing to the overall well-being of Baby Colton.
Yes, it'd be nice. Thank you.
And
so
folks.
No toys, but what about collectibles?
Yeah, that was also, yeah.
Who asked you to do this?
He's very smart. He's gotten smarter being married to me.
Wait, Wes did this?
No toys, only baby stuff. But there are baby things for the baby that are toys.
What about ketchup potato chips? Are those okay?
Also not allowed on the list because they're not, right? I said, what the fuck as well.
We have always supported him, right? From jump.
Yes.
But you married a damn tyrant, Joe Colton.
All right, bring him in here. We need to.
What? Yeah. Tell him, turn off the video game. Come in here. We need to have a little talk.
So, and of course, we encourage anybody who's got a comment. If you're catching us live, by all means, leave a live comment here. If you have anything you want to save for posterity, go ahead and leave it for a comment down below, including Joe Colton's registry woes. Steer us back. Right. Go ahead, Mark.
David Warren Hernandez has the most salient point here.
Let me find him.
He's over there being all right.
That one?
Quick kick. Yeah, without the gi, he's gonna look like he already lost the sword fight, right? And across the middle. Brutal. Nothing's worse than the chest cut on a bare-chested guy figure. Just, so bad.
If you keep him in that position, you won't have to see it.
In this, I guess that's true.
Well, that position's the 3 3/4, so he has no chest cut.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you have it like this, then you will block the
Right,
chest.
but the reason they have it is to enable posing. If you have to pose them a certain way to block the terrible design decision, then you're just spoiling the point anyway.
So, in order to avoid flogging the dead horse,
No.
It's already dead.
of the three of these, who do you look forward to the most?
You don't know.
Who I look forward to?
Yes.
Big Boa.
I have to agree there. I'm itching to see what Lenny and team come up with for that steroiding out monstrosity.
Yeah.
Mark Weber.
I'm telling you, I hope they do. If they do the dog as good as they did the crocodile, Mutton Junkyard could be outstanding. But what I'm really hoping for here, because Big Boa is supposed to be a giant guy, and this is something lots of companies get wrong, to have that big a helmet on top of what is likely already a large noggin.
I want to see it.
It's got to be massive, right?
I want to see it.
It's got to look like Sputnik, pretty much. So I want to see a giant helmet on Big Boa, and then I'll be happy.
Yeah, I have a friend who cosplays him, and he's gigantic, anyways. But like, just it, I just want to see it in a 6-inch scale.
Yeah.
And just be like, "Yep, this is you." Just
it should be, because if you think about it, it should be like a football helmet almost, right? Like big with padding inside before you even get to the head, right? So let's see it. Can't wait.
Jeff Butler asks, so Big Bo will be a redhead too, right, Mark?
He should be.
Why not? He looks pale enough.
He's pale. He's strong. He's badass. I mean, he's probably redheaded already.
Rack Time Rob, who are you looking forward to the most?
Mutton Junkyard, because that gets us one step closer to having a team of Joes that are going to burn down a movie studio.
There you go. There you go. My one of my favorite episodes from Real American Hero. Lights, Camera, Cobra. Go watch it. It's fantastic. Don't do it right now, but do it later. But I'm looking forward to Big Boa the most, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the day, Mutton Junkyard are the ones I like the best.
Right.
I have a feeling they're going to throw a pretty great junkyard that pushes that over the top for us.
I got to say, though, when that Big Boa arrives in Mike's hot little hands, he can finally set up the WrestleMania main event we deserve. Big Boa versus Meowscles. Oh, so good. Look at that.
This poor guy, he hadn't been out of the box yet.
And then you get a run-in from the Sarge.
Which is
there you go. You got to get Meowscles out so he can do some reps on the bench. Get ready for Big Boa.
Right. Meowscles. He too amusing. Couldn't pass $10 by.
So good.
Anyways, Hans Chow says, for my next drawing, quick kick for sure. Be sure to catch Hans Chow on Instagram, everybody. It's a good follow. He does some good work. You should all be following the artistic endeavors of one Hans Chow. Throw your Instagram handle in the live chat, and I'll get it up there. But any parting thoughts on name reveals? We done here?
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
All right. Who are you waiting for next? What's the one name you want next? Mark Weber?
Interrogator. That's
Joe
my
Colton?
guy.
Next in line.
She used to always say low light.
I was gonna say what? Moonlight?
No, you used to always say low light.
Yeah.
Now you need a new horse. Yeah.
My next one would be a Quinn, but
Ooh, nice pick. Rack Time Rob?
Blowtorch, so we can burn that studio down.
Another redhead.
There we go. Hans Chow's Instagram handle, Hans_Chow. So again, check it out. Mine, of course, flash till it happens. Sci-Fi Who. Well, I don't know who that is. I know who Flash is.
I know who Sci-Fi is. He's Junior Varsity Flash. That's who he is.
I mean, I don't want to diss him. It's not his fault that he's some weird Buck Rogers looking guy in a line where I tend to like the more realistic looking dudes, but whatever. There ain't no Sci-Fi on my desk all the time is all I'm saying. Anyways,
he doesn't even watch the Sci-Fi Channel
because he doesn't want to see more Pine. See what I did there?
But if you've got a pick for who you want next, leave it down below. And that brings us to digital renders.
Hey, look, Joe, there he is.
Yeah, we got to see two Joes this time. The very much anticipated fan favorites, Lowlight and Tunnel Rat. Mm-hmm. Tunnel Rat first. Mark Weber, what do you like here?
I love all of it. I think it's outstanding. And this is a guy that didn't stray very far from his original bit. But the big win will be, and I don't know if we heard this or not. I hope he's smaller than the rest, right? He's supposed to be a shorter Joe, and that would sell him through the roof for me, as if we get some scale difference on the small side of it. We've gotten some bigger guys.
Right.
I'd love for him to be, 10% shorter than the rest of the figs. So that'd be awesome. But beyond that, this guy's fantastic.
Right. You can be a badass and still be, 5'6".
Yeah. I mean, if you really dig into what his specialty is, he's probably tall for that specialty, right? Like
Joe Colton is proof. You can be 5'6" and a badass.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. But
5'6".
I like that he was a small guy who crawls around in tunnels. Here, have a giant machine gun just in case something bad happens. Okay.
Like you're down if you're down in the tunnels, man, you better have a big gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The big pack is the part that always was weird to me, but it looks like they've scaled that down a little bit. Carson made that point in the live reactions. It doesn't look like it's as huge as the old 87 3 3/4 version backpack was in relation to the rest of the figure, which is good. It's still pretty big size, which I understand Carson's point on that one, but this team has decided that they're going as close to original representation as they can get, and that's that. So I like that he's got his pre-lost flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're removable. I really dig the night vision goggle setup. That's something that's new and different. It makes perfect sense. And so, yeah, there's a lot of wind going on in Tunnel Rat there.
If he's really crawling into a tunnel, he's just bringing the pistol, the knife, and those night vision goggles.
Right. Daredevil Dave says 5'6" is a perfect height, which is like, tell me how tall you are without telling me how tall you are.
He's a fan without fear.
And Joe Colton, for the record, I just said she was 5'6". Joe Colton is actually 7'3". He is 7'3".
I'm not taller than William Wallace.
230 pounds of throat punching fury.
230.
Yeah,
that's
for 7'3".
That's 7'3". That's pretty light, right?
No, I'm just saying.
Lanky 7'3", sir.
I'm just saying she was 180 when the show started. Holy shit.
That baby's big, growing all the time. Joe had nachos for dinner. That baby's putting on weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's oh goodness. But and of course there's Lowlight, and Lowlight is geared up like crazy. It looks like they carried forward that great bit from Pursuit of Cobra where it had the take apart rifle in the case,
but they lost a bullet.
I was about to say, am I not seeing that bullet?
That's for the best.
It was pre-lost.
How dare you, sir? Get out.
That bullet was nothing but a stress headache.
Oh, is it because you lost your bullet and you
no the bullet back in Pursuit of Cobra, that bullet came in a little Ziploc baggie. It never came out of that baggie.
Yeah,
it's still in that baggie. But that bullet is what birthed the Gary Godso pre-lost designation. So yeah, I don't need to be worrying about that stuff. I'm trying to enjoy my toys, lady. Trying to to get some cheap thrills out of this plastic
I
nonsense.
hope it comes with a bullet, and you're like, "Fuck you."
Table flip moment, just. But Lowlight looks pretty badass. He's got his sniper rifle, and he's got his submachine gun there for close combat, and he's got his removable knife for some night stabbing.
And
Joko, I know this is your guy.
Yeah.
So what?
He looks
what's your
great.
first take here?
So great.
How many are you gonna buy?
2.
His goggles are removable too. They just showed him how we wanted to see him.
Yes. I want to get a head sculpt that has no hat or goggles. And then one that has...
Okay.
I just want to see his blonde hair. I don't understand. Why can't I...
Well, I mean, the goggles will come off, like Rob said, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about getting a hat free one.
Yeah. So I get a new head sculpt. And same figure.
Hey, Anthony Romo, he understands. It's some night stabbing.
There you go.
Stabby.
Diana Davis says he should come with a bag of dead rats.
Yes.
There you go.
I mean, we don't know what's in his rucksack, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll be a surprise. With
High
a
in protein.
Mm-hmm. Bart notes that the tiny mag on the sniper rifle is a pre-lost piece.
Yeah.
Could be. That is certainly the strong contender now that the bullet is gone. Really, it looks like the tiny mag for both the sniper rifle and for the submachine gun both look like they could fall into that pre-lost category. So, yeah.
That's a good point over there by Alias Angel, or maybe Angel Alias.
Sure.
I hope the rifle's sturdy, since it's take apart and kind of thin. Hope so.
Yeah, it's tough to get a good feel for the girth on that rifle, but I do hope it's, obviously that's a 2D render, so hopefully it's got some heft to it.
Mm-hmm.
The take apart stuff on the rifle though seems to be stuff that would be things you could actually take out anyway, like the scope and the silencer and the
hope
stock.
so.
The rifle itself's not coming apart.
But the question
So
everybody's asking, the thing that everybody wants to know, why does he come with the ejectable whale sled? Right? Because that's what I see. The first time this popped up, I'm like, no, they cheaped out on the windshield. Right? Like, come on. Hasbro. Go
Not
on.
quite. Easy now.
Cheaping out again.
Easy now. And then, of course, for our other digital renders, we flipped over to Cobra, and we got to see the new old Firefly and Shadow Tracker. And we'll start with Firefly. He's a little easier, but a return to the more original style gear. He too's looks like he's got a night vision set for a mask. He's got a removable pistol. He's got a more familiar looking submachine gun. Instead of the aerial drone, looks like he's got a little car kind of thing. It's not
It's a remote
entirely
control car that do a bomb, like the Grey Ghost episode on Batman.
I'm getting 2, and he's using those as shoes. Gonna be awesome. Here comes Firefly. And that's all I need to beat him is get the remote control away from him. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
Then you could use the drone from the first one, and it could just swoop in and pick him up.
He could fly. I'd go the other way. He would insert like that. He would fly in on the drone and then drop onto the Hot Wheels, and off he goes.
Right?
He looks better without the diaper.
Diana Davis asks, Firefly comes with a toy. Why can't Joe's baby have one?
That's right.
She's making so much sense. Hey, Wes.
Yeah, screen cap this for the wrist lock there, Joko.
Right.
You tell him that we do not approve of his iron-fisted rule.
Remember that time when
His jackbooted sluggery.
Firefly is a clear improvement on the original. I don't want to bag the original too much because I think it's a cool figure. It's just not Firefly. But this is more the guy, isn't it?
Yeah. If they had made that guy, tweaked it a little bit, given him a brand new name and made him a new character as a Cobra EOD,
right?
All day. But anyway.
No, this is the guy who's sneaking around and planting the stuff that's blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, if they'd given that vest a scrap iron, it wouldn't have been that bad. But, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have held all of his face bits.
Yeah.
Or made a diaper viper. That's okay.
So let's just go ahead and we have accepted the win on Firefly. Let's move on to Shadow Tracker. There's a lot to like here, isn't there?
He's pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An example of, I'd say recent, but quasi-recent example of what happens when you go, you know what? I got this great franchise and the freedom to make something brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what you can do with that kind of freedom. So,
Right.
Salute. Yep. Not that he's brand new now, but he was brand new then. And cool enough that you can drop him into this and fans are excited to see him. Do that. Why don't they want to do that more? I don't get that. When I was not to be when I was a boy, but when I got to have a little bit of control over the Joe brand, I was dying to make new figures. I don't understand why people wouldn't be.
Joe Self is not familiar with Shadow Tracker, but cool enough to pick one up. Shadow Tracker is one of the highlights of the Pursuit of Cobra era in regards to new characters. So that's really the first time you saw him was 2008, 9, somewhere around
9.
there. Yeah. So not a bunch of
maybe 10.
Yeah, he was late in the run for that line too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
Diana Davis with a good point. The compound bow is sick.
Yeah. I think this was the original was a John Warden special. He deserves to continue to get credit on that.
Right. Well, maybe it was early, but because they kind of had a Predator thing going with some of that Pursuit of Cobra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And he was the Predator.
Yeah.
Recondo was Jesse Ventura, and Duke was the Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so yeah, there was a heavy
Spirit
influence.
Spirit was Billy, right?
Spirit was Billy. Yes.
Yeah. Wait, who was Jesse Ventura?
Recondo.
Who?
Joe's favorite.
I wanted you to say it until we got the finger. Oh well, fair enough.
Hey, look, that's the Recondo that guy didn't cosplay at, so it should be okay.
Fucking hate Recondo. He ruined Recondo for me. I can never look at that figure again and be like, "Oh, this is great."
You used
but
pre-incident. You liked Recondo, right?
He wasn't my favorite, but I didn't have a problem with him.
Okay, fair enough.
Clearly, we need a positive influence cosplayer to go around and take Recondo as his own,
and not bring a live weapon to a convention. Yes, please.
Right. And
where I have to yell at you,
and maybe tone down the weird interplay. He was a strange guy.
Maybe Baby Colton needs a little cowboy hat folded up on one side to help you work through these issues.
It's a girl.
Yeah, girls can wear cowboy hats.
They can, but I don't want her dressed as Recondo within
It's not a cowboy hat.
Pretend she's a little Honda Loop.
It's an Outback hat, and it's snapped up on one side.
Recondette.
That's Joe Self says he thinks that 84 Recondo will be the 5th figure of that wave. I think that's a solid guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably going to happen sooner than later, so solid guess.
And it will save Joe money.
You want to put that figure 6-pack comment up, and I will address it.
I was going to go with Michael Mercy's Recondo needs his own whole line. Night Force, Malibu, Arctic.
Malibu.
Whatever.
It's got tan lines.
In a lava pit, whatever.
Scuba Recondo.
But actually, Joe, we'll save that if we've got any time later. I want to make sure we get through all of this stuff. We're already starting to get short on time.
Yes.
So moving forward, that's digital renders. So now we're into actual physical
Stuff
renders.
you can buy.
Prototypes, things that were made available to us. Here we are. You can see the photo there, undoctored.
Mm-hmm.
A honcho-free publicity shot that they put out. But you can see these standard figures: Bazooka, Shipwreck, Rock and Roll, Copperhead, and Torpedo. And then we've got the pet figure with Scrap Iron and his missile drone. Got the average retail price there, around $25 for the standard and around $45 for the pet figures. Those are hopefully going to stay standard for a little while, as far as how much we got to pay for each of these things. But yeah, and all these images are from Hasbro Pulse themselves, and their wonderful marketing team, which we are happy to be included in the mail loop. So yeah, first up is Bazooka. He's the easy one. This is essentially a repaint of Tiger Force Bazooka, which is weird to say, but truth. Even the packaging is more the old school packaging. There's looks like they've changed up the packaging quite a bit on the new figures. I say it's for the better. We don't have any images of it here because it just would have been too many hairs to split for one 2-hour episode, and I don't want Joe Colton to die. So, but any thoughts on regular strength Bazooka here? I think it's perfectly fine. I maintain that there's the one point that has annoyed me since 1985, that there is nothing holding the backpack on his body.
Yeah.
He just squeezes his delts and just goes.
Sheer will. Yeah.
He just flexes the delts.
Yeah.
Either that or it's melted frozen fudgies.
And people are going to think I'm there's a gag coming here, but there isn't. I do prefer, if you're going to have a cut, this one works a lot better than the 3 cuts of the typical one.
We'll call that the thumb cut.
The thumb cut, yeah.
This is more of a side to side kind of, and it is better.
But this is the worst possible figure to have it on because they got a number that the second you move it, he's going to look like garbage.
This is the one where the regular cut would work better.
Yeah, the second you move it, he's going to look like garbage.
That 4 is going to
Yep.
It's going to look like a pea in a minute.
Yep, there you go.
Funky.
I do like that and I forget if the Tiger Force had this one too. I like the different rockets he's got, right? Like he's Hawkeye all of a sudden. Like which one's the net bazooka? Which one's the sonic bazooka?
That one with the yellow top, that's the boxing glove missile.
Right? That's awesome. It flies, it just opens up and
Didn't Ryan Stiles use something like that in Hot Shots Part 2?
Hey, maybe.
The bazooka basically shot out the boxing glove on the extended. Awesome.
Got a Hot Shots Part 2 reference in there.
I love that.
solid.
It's so stupid.
Shadow Tracker should shoot a chicken. That'd be awesome.
One of the things, you just come with a handful of bullets to throw. Right?
Yeah, I don't mean shoot a chicken with an arrow. I mean shoot a chicken.
As an arrow.
In there that a pre-production sketch of the vintage figure showed that the backpack was going to have elastic straps. Great. Where'd they go?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be anything big. Just something across the shoulders to show that a backpack is there. You can cover that much of the jersey.
Yeah.
Would have been a nice detail, really.
I'm going to pose him with his elbows way back, like pinching the backpack. So
I'm going to have him sticking it under his arm and just carrying it around.
Right. Looking tired, looking like a cosplay guy doing that Final Fantasy thing where they bring the 15-foot long sword and they're heroes in the morning.
Right.
At noon, it's on the shoulder, and at 2, they're like, God damn. Can't believe I brought the sword.
And then by 4, when the show's closing, they've been crushed under its weight and they're being buried.
That's it. It's just sticking way up out of a trash can by 4 o'clock.
Hans Chow says that this bazooka will go well with the classified hiss. Okay.
He'll be shooting at it.
I guess.
That's right. That's straight off the file card, right?
Any thoughts on bazooka before we move forward?
I dig him.
All right.
Other than the cut, but
yeah.
Then we got Shipwreck. And Shipwreck, you can see there, he's got his hair piece and he's got poly and he's got his new sidearm and his old flintlock, which just makes me laugh. He's got his grappling hook, which I'm going to guess has a line with it too. And then he's got the cartoon rope, which you can adorn across him and help hide his brutal chest cut.
Mm-hmm.
So you can perch the bird.
Thoughts on Shipwreck? Anybody?
I think he's great, but when I look at him compared to the other ones, I'm like, wow, he is seriously under weaponed.
Yeah,
Like,
he looks a lot outgunned.
He's going to get his ass kicked. I can just see the birds flying away going, "Bark, shipwreck needs help. Bark."
Well, when he first joined the Navy, his gun was a battleship. So, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Big Ben's got all those guns to come help.
Right. I mean, Shipwrecks, he's going to fire off that flintlock, and then he's going to have to spend another 5 minutes reloading it.
I got it.
That's a problem in the battle.
I cannot wait to put his toupee on Mindbender's head. Oh, it's going to be so good. It'll be the Stan Kroenke of the G.I. Joe Classified line. Maybe Kroenke should wear a monocle, and that would save me the work.
That's about all that's missing at this point.
Yeah.
I think that hairpiece will go well on Snake Eyes myself. But
that's a good idea. Or a barbecue. We didn't get a second head, but
we know what color hair he's got.
There we go.
I got a Silver Surfer. It would work.
Ooh, on Destro, it might be phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
You want to see a pimp Daddy Destro? Put that right on top.
Yeah, but Shipwreck he's long overdue, so it'll be nice to get him in hand. I'm a big fan of classic Shipwreck. I know this design kind of got pooped on for a while in favor of Longshoreman Shipwreck, which was popular for about 15 years there. But now I like this guy far more. I think this is the perfect tongue-in-cheek nod to the classic Navy from a guy who was always written as being a pretty sarcastic guy.
I like that he looks young, right?
Right.
Like he's never really been portrayed as a young guy. So I think that was a cool way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I Shipwreck's age never stuck out to me one way or the other. Like the Joes to me have always been like these are career military, right? These aren't the 19-year-old kids who just enlisted and they've been around for a year or two. These are the folks who are making a career of it. So in my head, the Joes are all late 20s to early 40s anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always kind of fit in that window for me regardless. Joe Colton, any thoughts? All right, just didn't want you to get lost in the chatter. She's thinking, I'd like to not have a baby sitting on my spleen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this sitting position is starting to hurt. So,
all right, like I said, we're trying to keep it moving. But any last thoughts on Shipwreck?
He's good. I ordered him.
There you go. So I second that motion.
All right.
So moved.
Number 3 on the list is Rock and Roll. And Rock and Roll was a lot of folks' winner from Wednesday morning, which is surprising considering he probably caught the most fire when we first saw the digital render. But great stuff being done with those ammo belts. Right? Like they Rock and Roll has a set of accessories which go together better than most of the figures in this line. So, Mark, your thoughts?
I hate to be that guy, but if they'd gone all green with the shirt, I'd like them twice as much. I don't think this. I'm fine when they depart from the classic a little bit. I just don't think that's a good look. So I don't mind the Rock and Roll hand. I like literally the rock and roll hand. I don't mind the new tattoos. I don't mind the beard being a little funkier. I just think that's a bad look. I don't like it. So, but other than that, and the brutal chest cut, yeah, he's great. But those two things, this isn't a sure win for me because of those two things.
I mean, fair enough. I could appreciate that he's different. The look doesn't bother me. I'd have rather they'd gone full tan shirt in a nod to the Rock and Roll version too.
Yeah. I might have been okay with that. I just don't think the two-tone helps anything.
Firefly says, if you lose the Rock and Roll bipod, you can use the horns hand as a backup.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
There's a man who's thinking.
We're outside the box, gentlemen.
as though Thing has joined the G.I. Joe team and just wants to help.
Well, you know he would. He seemed like a helpful sort.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He's a good disembodied hand. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. It's not the A+ variant that I would throw on there, but I don't think it's any lower than a B for me.
Yeah, he's still a good Fig, but no.
Joe Colton, any thoughts?
I like him.
You gonna cosplay him?
Now, I do like the tats. I think that was
Your beard going? No.
I like the tats.
All right.
I think that was a good ad.
Yeah, it's
Modernizes him a bit.
right. I mean, not that everybody's got the full sleeve of tattoos these days, but most folks having a couple to a half dozen is a bit more common. So
Yeah.
the fact that these guys are career military, you'd think there'd be more of them with some artwork going on.
Well, and for a California rock and roll surfer guy,
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I get it. Totally get it.
His body's a temple, man.
That's right, bruh.
Bean curd. Rob, any thoughts?
I love this rock and roll.
He ordered 6.
He's gonna have a platoon of rock and roll. You gotta trim the beard down, turn one into Green Arrow. I don't know. No.
Andrew Galgan says he's looking M60 for Big Ben's saw. Okay. All right. I mean, that might have some not so fun effects to go with all the ammo belt stuff that he's got going on. But also what I like about rock and roll is the stuff that gets in his belt there. Like he's got a radio, and he's got looks like binoculars or canteen or something. I don't know. Ooh, gone too far.
Foreshadowing.
Then he's got a sidearm. So also cool. Rock and roll's a big win. I like rock and roll.
I think that's the ammo box that goes onto his belt.
Yeah, it is. That's right, because that's the ammo coming out of the side of it.
Yeah.
Next up is Copperhead. In case you missed him a second ago, but he's got his Luger sidearm, he's got his machete, and he's got his Dirty Harry
And cannon.
Like, so big it's got a backpack holster. Can you beat that? But I overjoyed seeing this figure. I like that he muted his palette a little bit. He's got those real bright green highlights that pop, but I like that they brought that darker green down a little bit. And just a great figure. Copperhead has no business being this good.
He looks more the color of the boat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Mark Webber, do you still have your feeling that this guy shouldn't have been done without his boat?
I think all drivers kind of lose a little something, but this is a really well done figure. And my only complaint is the flip of what I talked about on Big Boa, right? Helmet's too small, right? How small is his actual head? If that's a helmet, now maybe it's more like a wrap. I guess that's possible, but I want chonky helmets, like rock and roll. There's a big old chonky helmet, and it's great. So I would like to have seen a little more bulk on the helmet. But I love the weapons, and if we can keep that, I know it's a digital render, but if we can keep him looking pissed off with the eyes like that, I'm in, right? He's the only guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of real estate on the whole face thing, but he's selling me on how pissed off he is, and I dig that.
David Warren Hernandez is back to talking sense. Copperhead's a ginger too, according to the old fan club figure with the removable helmet.
That's right.
There you go. Representing your people, Mark Webber.
Right. There were. I mean, let's be honest. There were a lot of redheads in the G.I. Joe line, right? Like a lot more than you'd find in the wild. Right?
It's because of your weird healing prowess.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I only had one surgery in my life that I got put under for. And I asked the guy right before he brought the gas in. He's like, "You all set?" I said, "I got one question. Legitimate. Does it take more gas to put a redhead under?" He said, "Absolutely." And I said, "I got another go." And then I was done.
Okay, and then to close out this portion of things, we got Torpedo. And Torpedo, lots of great gear. I love the red trim.
Yeah.
The red accents to things. I like that they gave him a legitimate weapon, not just the harpoon gun. Missed opportunity by not giving him a head without the hood.
Yeah.
But that's the only gripe. Otherwise, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love everything about this. I even like how they did the painting on the chest to help obscure that brutal chest cut. So
yeah, that's about as well as you can disguise it, I guess.
Yep.
It just kind of looks like an ab line if you're going to line up the wetsuit details with the sides of it.
So let's take some suggestions if you got them out there. What's a good dark-haired Hawaiian head sculpt you could pop on this guy from a different toy line?
Arcade from X-Men.
Arcade. Maybe he's a redhead too.
But Torpedo Mike is right. He does. They need a Land Ops version. I don't see that coming before we get some more. I want to say front and center type characters, but it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, this guy's great. Dig it.
So I know we're coming up on what would normally be time. Joe Colton, I don't want to keep you because I know you're incredibly uncomfortable. Are we taking our bows here? Okay. You have any thoughts before you go, ma'am? She's that uncomfortable. Everyone, say goodbye to Joe Colton.
Give it up for Joe Colton, everybody.
She's extremely brilliant and joining us anyway.
I can't sit like this anymore. Trying.
We understand. We're thrilled to have you as much as we have you. But give our best to Wes and your mom and everybody else, and we'll talk to you next time.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.
I didn't know we had an ejector seat in this car.
Hey, sometimes you got to call an audible. She just really looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, time to go.
It was, yeah. She's really pregnant, guys.
Yeah.
Really pregnant.
Try watching next week's show with a bowling ball on your lap and see if you make it an hour 50.
Right. But, and now we've got our pet figure.
No, I mean, come on.
Yeah, this was the guy. This was the moment in the live stream where Carson and I both stopped talking. Maybe the only time where we were both quiet. But it was
yeah.
Because this is just nuts. Mark Weber, go ahead and get it started.
I mean, this was my favorite Cobra originally. Like for years, this was my favorite Cobra before Interrogator came out because he was a badass. He looked good. He was it was kind of cool to have a singular, a guy. He's not a troop. He's a dude, but he's not like top of the food chain. He's important, but he wasn't, you didn't see him commanding a lot of other troops or anything, but you knew you got respect when he was walking around. I loved all the shit he came with originally. I'm like, look at all that stuff. Breaker doesn't even come with a gun. So I was all over this guy originally, and the fact that he's a friggin' redhead, that's even better. Like, come on, with all the blast effects, with the thing that has working treads, I think.
I mean, regardless,
they were articulated. I don't know if they're working treads.
Yeah, those tread bays work kind of like feet. Like you can put it on different terrain, or not level terrain, rather,
dude.
But yeah, this is a fantastic figure, and I think there's only one other that they revealed that we haven't gotten to yet that's even in this ballpark.
Yeah.
But man, all those blast effects too, fantastic. I guess to add to the collection, they showed off during the live stream. Those launch effects are compatible with other figures. They showed hooking it up to Bazooka's missiles coming out of his launcher. So it was really cool there. Andrew Galgan's got a question in that regard. If the missile blasts work with Ricondo's or Bazooka's recoilless rifle, do you think it'll work with the HasLab his tank missiles? I think it'll work.
We'll find out.
I think it'll work with the HasLab his tank missiles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that would have been on the design table at around the same time. So it would surprise me if it wasn't. Again, don't know that for sure, but it would surprise me if it wasn't. Give us pack rats. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
I think that's what's next. Like there aren't that many more Joes with pets that are really high on the list. So you can certainly sneak a few in with, say, a pack rat missile launcher or a pack rat flamethrower. That ordinarily wouldn't necessarily have a spot in the main line. Maybe Flash isn't popular enough to get a spot in the main line, but if you give him a robot flamethrower, maybe he is.
Yeah. Or maybe Blowtorch with legitimate armor is too big for a $25 figure, but put him with a flamethrower pack rat as a buddy. There you go. Or maybe that's where General Hawk comes in, because no one's going to buy the MMS these days. But if he comes with a missile firing pack rat, sure, why not?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, this guy's, he's just built of wind, right? I think if you cut an arm off, it would probably regenerate into a second figure also made of wind. So that's how good this guy is.
Just give it a couple days, put it in a cup of water, and it'll just pop out like one of those foam dinosaurs.
Got 2 figures. He's like a sea monkey.
Try that at home. Let us know how it works. But Racktime Rob, any thoughts here?
I can hardly wait for this scrap iron figure and the fact that he can moonlight, robbing the Second National Bank in Gotham City.
Right.
Just not in Silicon Valley.
No, somebody else got there first.
Right.
I imagine that would be a real easy bank to rob. It's not that you couldn't pull it off.
Right.
Just why? Why would you bother? I can walk in an empty room and take everything.
I left nothing behind.
Not a thing. Any last thoughts on scrap iron?
Joe Self mentioned it. This guy has the best chest cut I've seen in 100 years.
Right, covered up by a vest.
Totally covered up. Might not even be there. Could save money without it.
Right. And then we've got our Pulse exclusives, which are also revealed. And that was a Snow Job, who is officially a deluxe figure, which means he'll price out around $35. And the Cobra Valkyrie 2-pack, which will price out at around $55 going forward. So we'll move right into that. And there's Snow Job, and he is awesome.
Yeah.
Again, this is the figure that stacks up to scrap iron. Like this is co-winner of the day for me, because they didn't miss a beat here. They upgraded his weapons. He doesn't have the laser rifle anymore. He's got a legitimate, sniper rifle. He's got a sidearm. He's got both snowshoes and the skis. He's got the extra head that doesn't have a hood. Removable goggles. You can see that in the picture on the right there, the action shot. Just neat stuff going on here. His promotional artwork, there was an Arctic bat floating around, so that was a neat Easter egg. But great stuff going on with Snow Job. I like that his gear isn't all white. I didn't think I would like it, but it actually makes him a little bit different than what came before. Like we still have there's still all the beats there that say this is Snow Job, but it looks a little bit more legitimate that he's got leather gear or leather looking gear and pouches and things like that, as opposed to just everything being white.
Yeah. And the black gloves and the black boots help too, like crazy, right? Compared to the original. But I love the second head and the second collar, because if you're the kind of person who does photography or anything, right, it would look weird to have the Joes, talking about a mission, and it's like, dude, take your hood off.
Yeah,
we're fucking inside, man. Like,
settle down, Snow Job.
Yeah. We're not skiing.
I'm cold.
We're not skiing right now, Snow Job, but yeah, and of course redhead. So no chest cut, redhead, lots of gear. Yeah, sign me up.
It's a lot of wind going on. A lot of wind.
Yeah. And some people are probably upset that he doesn't come with the classic weapon, because it became the iconic weapon once everybody got it in the cartoon. But he's supposed to be a biathlon champion, right? Like, he's supposed to be a good enough marksman that you would send him on non-Arctic missions as your sniper. So 100% good. Love it.
Right. Rack time, Snow Rob.
snow job's cool, and yeah, exactly. I mean, just fits in with the biathlete, which is the biathlon is target shooting and skiing. So
I feel like that laser rifle is best left to the Super 7 figures. Like if they're going to do Sunbow, let them do Sunbow.
Yeah.
We don't need competition for it here necessarily. But absolutely, class of the bunch of a great selection. He's at the top with Scrap Iron. And then, of course, also revealed as a Pulse exclusive, the Valkyries. The only complaint I've heard about these in the week since is that tan gear hasn't gone over super well.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks different at least. I'd have preferred they just had dark blue or black gear like the other one did too. There's enough other things going on with that figure that we don't need different colored web gear to differentiate an officer. Like it would have been enough if they just had the extra helmet, the officer helmet that you could put on or not put on.
Mm-hmm.
At your leisure, but I think that's kind of a small nitpick. I don't mind them making them look a little bit different. Mark, your thoughts?
I think these are great. I'm not a fan of the tan web gear either, but I can see how it's nice to differentiate the two troopers. Fine. I like that the officer helmet is a bonus helmet because you can't just drop an officer helmet on a trooper and go, "Oh, you're an officer now." It's not how it works. You got to have a silver sigil. Do your homework. Right? What am I, nuts? Feels like I'm taking crazy pills.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's maybe it's like the women's division in WWE. There's no secondary belt. They just got to simplify things.
I'm glad it's a bonus helmet because then now I can just be like, "Hey, it's wrong, so don't use it."
Right.
There you go.
Don't need it at all.
Yeah, so don't use it. All right.
If the Valkyries are going to be a specially trained team with its own thing going on, then officer isn't really necessary anyway.
That's fine. Like normally I troop build, I try to get 3 of each troop, but for this one, I'll just need 1. They'll both be troopers, and they'll mix in with the other Cobra troopers. And that's totally fine. I think these are pretty outstanding. My lone nitpick is the tan gear, but if they wanted them to look more visually different from each other, I can see why they did it.
Right.
And there might be, hey, find a buddy, right? Trade the tan gear for some black gear, and now you're both happy, right? Somebody will have 2 tans, you'll have 2 black, off you go.
Yeah. There you go. Jeff Butler says the tan weapons are reminiscent of the old accessory packs. Yeah, kind of. They look okay, but they don't match anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody liked those that much. They were good ideas, but
there was one accessory in each pack that actually worked.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the rest of it was just no.
Yeah. So go on eBay and look at the prices for a vintage weapon versus an accessory pack weapon, and that'll tell you how great they were.
I mean, this will tell you how great they were right here.
Oh, now you're talking.
Right there. Cream backpack for Beachhead.
If you want it, look, this is a Lazy Bastard custom. Maybe even I could do, right? Just paint the sigil silver, and now I got an officer. So,
but I think doesn't that defeat your very definition of Lazy Bastard custom?
I mean, I can't do it. I can probably pay somebody to do it, right? Now, I'm just going to say when I made a female Cobra, I made her an officer, but that's just me. Respect.
That's right.
You can still hear Joe Colton's shriek echoing off the halls there. That was, by the way, that was pretty
echoing through the mountains of Colorado.
That was pretty damn solid. We hit the button, reveal it, and I hear Joe in the back go, "Eep!" I sold 1. I know I'm going to sell 1.
And that's the news. That's the news. That's what we got. And wow, are we over? But real quick, Mark, you have any? Who's your big winner?
Scrap Iron. I mean, there was this I think was the best news dump they've ever done, right? Every one of them is pretty damn good to outstanding. And Scrap Iron is one of the best things they've ever done in this line. Like, he's just home run. That's my guy.
Rack time, Rob.
I mean, Scrap Iron and Snow Job, I think are everyone's big winners. I really do like that rock and roll.
All right. There you go.
I just like the new look on it. So it's I think the green shirt would be just too much green.
I mean, I can't back it with any science, but just from floating around social media, I would say that the folks that aren't going gaga over Snow Job and Scrap Iron, rock and roll is on the podium. Like he's getting the bronze.
Yeah.
They're
all cool though. Not a stinker in the bunch.
Yeah, I'll go with Snow Job just to be different. I love the gear. I made sure to reach out to Gary and say, "Hey, man, you need to hook up on this." And he was like, "I didn't know they were selling it." I was like, "Yeah, okay. Good thing I ordered one." We got the original Snow Job guy himself taken care of.
You should send him a cover girl instead.
Mark, you got about 60 seconds for shout outs.
Geez, I'm proud of my boy Scrap Iron being revealed as a redhead. How's that? So my shout out goes to Scrap Iron.
All right, Rack Time Rob, 60 seconds for shout outs.
Hey, shout out to studio audience.
Yes, sir. I'll double that. Shout out to you guys watching at home. Shout out to you if you're catching us on replay or if you're listening to the audio somewhere next week. I got to figure out what my schedule is as far as getting that posted. We did promise contest winners tonight. I will have to post that later in the week because I don't want to keep everybody up too long. Some of you folks have been watching live streams now for 3 hours, and that's enough. So we will have a little bonus video with our contest winners later on in the week, and I'll hopefully have a better idea of what the prize packs are going to be and who's going to get them. So keep an eye out for that. Remember, if you are catching us here on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, share us in all your social media circles, leave a big comment down below. If you're catching us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. Do all those things that promote the algorithms through both of those sites. We'd really appreciate it. That's what we got. That was a chock full 2-hour presentation. We can talk more about what didn't happen next week, when inevitably there will be less news, because good Lord, there was no more room for news. There was news that hit us 2 hours before the show started. What do you want from me?
Feels like they rushed that so it could get on our show.
I think so. I think that is the loop. Get it in on What's on Joe Mind. Let Mike and the Honcho and Rob and Joe talk about it, and boom, now it is official. Sure, and if you believe that and our paltry viewership numbers, remember the drive is to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. So help us out with that however you can. If you got a few bucks laying around, go ahead and support the channel. Log into our coffee site down below. You can find Joe Colton's coffee site there too to support her artistic endeavors in the world of cosplay. But again, that's if you got money, and no pressure there. But that's all we got this week. You guys have a great rest of the week. Thank you so much for joining us here on What's on Joe Mind. We will catch you next week, next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Remember, Tuesday at 9
ish.
Thereabouts. We will have contest winners for you later in the week. Sorry about running long. And as our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Guys, have a great rest of the weekend. Great rest of the week, too. What the hell? Yo, Joe. Beer.